Gentlemen, James Bond isn't just a character. He's an icon, a master of quiet confidence and timeless style. And when you're over 40, that's exactly the energy you want to channel, because style isn't about trends. It's about making an impression without saying a word. In this video, I'm going to show you how to bring that same effortless Bond sophistication into your own wardrobe. Refined, confident, and distinctly you. Let's begin. 1. The art of monochromatic outfits. Let's start with something I don't hear enough men talking about: monochromatic dressing. You see, most guys think Bond style is all about suits and tuxedos. And sure, those are iconic, but what sets him apart in any setting? It's his mastery of a single color palette that never looks boring. Monochromatic doesn't mean wearing all black all the time. It means working within one color family like charcoal grays or rich navy blues and playing with subtle shifts in tone and texture. This approach instantly slims your silhouette, adds height, and gives you that quiet authority that says, "I've got this." When you're over 40, this is even more important because, let's face it, those wild patterns and busy prints you might have worn in your 20s don't always age gracefully. Monochromatic looks, on the other hand, are timeless. They're the visual equivalent of a deep voice in a crowded room. They don't need to shout to be heard. Here's how to pull it off. Start with a base layer in your chosen color, a deep navy merino sweater, for example. Then build outwards, maybe a darker navy blazer in a soft brushed wool. Match it with trousers that are just a half shade lighter to create depth, and finish it off with a matte leather belt and clean dress shoes that blend in rather than stand out. Texture is your secret weapon here. A smooth cotton shirt under a textured knit, a soft cashmere scarf against a structured wool coat. When you stick to one color, those small details become even more important. And trust me, this isn't about looking dull or playing it safe. This is about showing the world that you're a man who knows how to edit, who knows that style isn't about having the loudest shirt in the room. It's about owning your presence with quiet confidence. I've seen guys over 40 completely transform their look with this one shift. They go from looking like they're still experimenting with trends to looking like they've found their own uniform. That's what real style is all about. So the next time you're standing in front of your closet, think about how you can keep it simple and make it powerful. Because when your outfit speaks in a single tone, the message it sends is crystal clear. You're a man who knows exactly who he is. 2. The tucked-in polo. Let's move on to one of my favorite, most underrated moves, the tucked-in polo. You might think of the polo as just a casual, easy piece, and you're not wrong. It's the ultimate in relaxed dressing. But what I love about Bond is that he never wears it like it's an afterthought. He turns it into something intentional. When you're over 40, that's exactly the energy you want to channel, because here's the thing. Untucked, a polo can look sloppy or lazy. It can hide your shape and make you look like you're still dressing for a barbecue in your 20s. But tuck it in, suddenly it's sharp. It's put together. It's a subtle move that says, I know how to elevate the basics. I know some of you might be worried about looking too stiff or overdressed when you tuck in your polo. But trust me, it's all in the fit. The polo should skim your body without clinging. The hem should hit right at the belt line, no extra fabric bunching up. And the sleeves should end mid-bicep, giving your arms that structured, masculine look. The key here is balance. If you're going for a tucked-in polo, keep the rest of your outfit just as refined. Pair it with tailored chinos or even lightweight wool trousers. Add a slim leather belt and a pair of minimalist loafers or suede desert boots. This tucked-in look works because it's not trying too hard. It's not a formal button-down shirt, but it's still polished. It's comfortable, but it doesn't lean sloppy. It's that perfect middle ground that says, I'm off duty, but I'm still in control. And let's be honest, gentlemen. At our age, comfort and style should go hand in hand. You don't have to choose between feeling good and looking sharp. The tucked-in polo proves that you can have both. So next time you're tempted to just throw on a polo and call it a day, take that extra second to tuck it in, adjust the belt, check the mirror, and see how that small shift completely transforms your look. Because true style isn't about reinvention, it's about refinement. And the tucked-in polo is a masterclass in exactly that. 3. Earth tone knitwear. Now let's talk about knitwear, one of those essential layers that can make or break your style in cooler weather. And here's the key detail most guys miss: color. Bond doesn't reach for neon or bright red knits. He goes for earthy, natural tones that look like they belong in any setting. When you're over 40, these muted, earthy colors aren't just stylish, they're flattering. Olive, rust, stone, deep navy, and charcoal are your secret weapons. They bring out the warmth in your skin tone. They blend seamlessly with everything else you own. And they look about 100 times more sophisticated than anything loud or overly trendy. The beauty of earth tone knitwear is that it works with everything. Pair a soft olive merino crew neck with charcoal trousers for an easy office look. Or layer a rust-colored cardigan over a simple white t-shirt and dark denim for a weekend vibe that still feels polished. And texture here is everything. Think merino wool for a lightweight feel that breathes and drapes beautifully. Or a cashmere blend for that little bit of luxury that makes all the difference. Even a cotton linen mix in the warmer months has that earthy, lived-in texture that never feels forced. I've linked some of my favorite earthy knits in the description below because these aren't just sweaters, they're statements. Quiet statements. The kind that say, I'm a man who values comfort, but not at the cost of looking like a gentleman. And here's something else. Earth tones aren't just flattering, they're timeless. They don't date you. They don't go out of style next season. They're the kind of colors you can wear year after year and still look like you've got it all figured out. That's what Bond understands. That's what makes his style so effortlessly enduring. He doesn't just buy clothes, he invests in them. And these earth tone knits, they're the kind of pieces that last because they never try too hard. So if you're ready to elevate your wardrobe, and I mean really elevate it, start with earth tone knitwear. It's one of the simplest ways to add quiet sophistication to your everyday look. And trust me, gentlemen, once you see how these colors work on you, you'll never want to go back. 4. Casual trousers beyond denim. When most men think about casual trousers, their mind immediately goes to jeans. And hey, I love a great pair of dark denim as much as the next guy. But here's the truth. If you're over 40, jeans shouldn't be your only move. Bond knows this, and if you want to step up your game, so should you. Let's face it, denim is everywhere. But there's a whole world of casual trousers out there that are just as comfortable and 10 times more sophisticated. Think lightweight wool trousers with a subtle texture, or a soft pair of brushed cotton chinos in a rich shade of olive or tobacco brown. Even drawstring linen trousers for summer. These options have a relaxed feel, but still carry the quiet authority of a man who knows how to dress. The key here is balance. Casual trousers shouldn't be baggy or oversized. They should follow the natural line of your leg, skimming, not clinging. A mid-rise fit is perfect. You're not a kid wearing saggy jeans, and you're not trying to squeeze into something that looks like it was made for your teenage son. Color is another detail that most guys overlook. I see so many men defaulting to khaki or black, and that's fine, but why not branch out? Deep green, navy, and even a soft burgundy can add subtle interest without ever feeling too loud. These colors pair well with everything from crisp white shirts to earth tone knits, and they add a layer of sophistication that basic denim just can't touch. One of my go-to moves is pairing a soft, tailored pair of wool trousers with a merino crew neck. It's an outfit that feels as comfortable as sweatpants, but looks like you've got it all figured out. And let's be honest, comfort matters, but style does too. Casual trousers give you the best of both worlds. The ease of movement you need with the polish that sets you apart from the crowd. So the next time you reach for those same old jeans, remember, Bond doesn't limit himself. Neither should you. Look for casual trousers that feel relaxed but refined, because that's what grown man style is all about. 5. The subtle pocket square. Now let's talk about a detail that most guys overlook, the pocket square. I know what you're thinking. Pocket squares are just for weddings or fancy dinners, right? Wrong. When you're over 40 and want to channel that Bond-level sophistication, a pocket square is one of the smallest but most powerful moves you can make. But here's the thing. Most men get it wrong. They go for bright, busy prints or big puffs that look like they're trying too hard. Bond never does that. His pocket square is subtle, clean, minimal. It's there to add just a hint of contrast, not to steal the spotlight. So how do you do it right? Start with a plain white linen or cotton square. This is your foundation. It works with literally any jacket you own. Just fold it in a simple straight line so it peeks out about a 1/4 inch above your breast pocket. That's it. No fancy origami. No showing off. When you're feeling a bit more confident, you can branch out into muted colors, soft grays, dusty blues, or even a rich burgundy if your jacket is navy. The key is to keep it restrained. Think of your pocket square as a finishing touch, not the main event. What I love about this detail is how it instantly elevates everything else you're wearing. Even if you're just in a simple blazer and open collar shirt, that crisp fold says, I care about the details. It shows you're not just throwing on a jacket, you're dressing with intention. And let's be real, at our age, those details matter. They're what separate a man who's just wearing clothes from a man who's truly dressing like a gentleman. I've seen so many guys transform their look with this one move. It's subtle, it's classic, and it's one of those details that never goes out of style. Because real style doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to be deliberate. So the next time you're reaching for your blazer, don't forget the pocket square. Because when you're over 40, it's the little things that set you apart. 6. The elevated casual jacket. Let's wrap up this section with a piece that Bond relies on again and again. The elevated casual jacket. Here's what I mean. Most guys think of jackets as either purely formal or purely rugged. Either a suit jacket or a denim trucker. But Bond lives in that in-between space. He chooses casual jackets that still have structure and polish. And that's exactly what you want to do when you're over 40. Think of an unstructured blazer in a lightweight cotton or linen, or a chore jacket in a sturdy canvas that molds to your frame over time. Even a Harrington jacket in a clean, neutral color. It's casual, but the cut is so sharp that it feels instantly elevated. What separates these jackets from the average hoodie or fleece is how they frame your shoulders and create a cleaner silhouette. They don't add bulk, they add presence. And presence is everything when you're dressing like a gentleman. Fit is key here. Look for jackets that just skim your body without pulling at the shoulders. The sleeves should end right at the wrist. The hem should hit at the hip or just below. Nothing that swallows you up or hangs down to your knees. And color? Keep it simple. Navy, olive, charcoal. These shades work with everything in your wardrobe and never look dated. The best part? These jackets are versatile. Wear them over a t-shirt and jeans on the weekend. Or layer them over a crisp shirt and tailored trousers when you're meeting friends for dinner. They're the kind of piece that looks intentional no matter how casual the setting. Because let's face it, when you're over 40, you're not trying to look like a kid anymore. You're not trying to look like you just rolled out of bed. You're trying to look like a man who's comfortable in his own skin. And that's what the elevated casual jacket does. It bridges that gap between formal and casual in a way that feels effortless. It says, I'm relaxed, but I still know how to carry myself. So if you don't already own one of these jackets, it's time to make the investment. Because it's not just another layer, it's a statement. And it's one that says loud and clear, I'm a gentleman who knows how to dress. 7. Luxe loungewear at home. All right, let's get real for a second. Most men don't think much about what they wear at home. You're tired. You're off the clock. And it's tempting to just throw on those old sweatpants from your college days and call it a night. But let me tell you something. Bond never stops caring about how he presents himself. And neither should you. Here's why. When you're over 40, even your downtime wardrobe says a lot about you. You're not dressing for the office or a dinner date. You're dressing for yourself. And that matters more than you might think. Luxe loungewear doesn't mean wearing a 3-piece suit on the couch. It means upgrading the pieces you relax in, pieces that feel amazing but still look intentional. Think merino wool joggers in a deep charcoal or navy. They're soft, they're breathable, and they have just enough structure to keep you from looking sloppy. Pair them with a cashmere blend Henley. That's right, no more oversized graphic tees or random gym shirts. A Henley in a muted earth tone instantly elevates your look without sacrificing an ounce of comfort. And here's a tip that most guys overlook: layering, even at home. Throwing on a lightweight cardigan or a refined zip-up hoodie can pull your whole look together. It's about creating that feeling of quiet luxury, like you're in your own personal suite at the Hotel Daniele not just lounging in front of the TV. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who's going to see me? But that's the point, gentlemen. Dressing well at home isn't about impressing anyone else. It's about respecting yourself. When you pull on that soft merino lounge pant, you're telling yourself, I deserve comfort, but I also deserve style. And let me tell you, there's nothing that feels quite as good as slipping into something that looks and feels this refined. It's a small but powerful act of self-respect. It's a move that says, I'm still in control, even on my downtime. I've linked some of my favorite luxe loungewear pics in the description below, pieces that are comfortable enough to sleep in, but refined enough to answer the door in. Because real gentlemen know that style doesn't stop when the workday ends. It just gets a little softer, a little cozier, and a lot more confident. 8. The quiet confidence of leather belts. Belts. Let's be honest, it's easy to overlook them. They're functional. Sure, they keep your trousers up. But when you're over 40 and aiming for that Bond-level presence, your belt can't just be functional. It has to be intentional. Here's what I mean. I see too many guys, especially older men, sticking with the same ratty belt they've had for 20 years. Maybe it's cracking at the edges, or the buckle is a giant logo that feels more teenage rebellion than refined style. But let's remember, Bond doesn't wear a giant logo belt. He wears a clean, streamlined leather belt that blends seamlessly with the rest of his outfit. And that's exactly what you should do. Think about the materials. Full-grain leather that softens and ages beautifully over time. A slim profile that doesn't add bulk around your waist. And a simple buckle, polished brass or silver. Nothing too flashy or oversized. Color is another detail most men get wrong. Your belt doesn't have to match your shoes exactly, but it should at least be in the same family. Dark brown shoes? Go for a deep chocolate belt. Black shoes? Stick with black. It's a small move that creates a sense of harmony in your outfit. One of those quiet details that sets you apart. And here's something most guys don't consider: width. If your belt is too wide, it can throw off the balance of your whole look. Aim for about 1.25 inches. It's wide enough to anchor your trousers, but not so wide that it looks clunky or dated. I'll link some of my go-to leather belts in the description below. These aren't just accessories, they're investments. They're pieces that will last you for years. Pieces that mold to your body and tell the story of a man who understands refinement. Because that's what Bond style is all about: quiet confidence. Nothing too loud. Nothing that screams for attention. Just solid, intentional choices that pull your entire look together. So the next time you're reaching for that same old belt, take a second and ask yourself, does this piece support the rest of your style, or is it dragging it down? Because when you're over 40, every detail matters. And your belt is one of those details that can quietly make or break your whole look. 9. The understated color palette. Let's talk color. Most guys have no idea how much power color can have in their wardrobe, especially when they're over 40. Here's the thing. Bond doesn't wear neon. He doesn't wear shirts in electric green or blazing orange. And it's not because he's boring. It's because he knows that understated colors create an air of quiet sophistication that loud colors just can't match. When you're dressing like a gentleman, you want to think in terms of muted, earthy tones. Olive green, deep navy, soft charcoal, warm taupe. These shades add depth and warmth to your look without ever feeling flashy. They don't date you. They don't scream for attention. They just work, season after season, year after year. And the best part? These colors are flattering. They complement the natural tone of your skin, especially as you mature. They're easy to pair with other pieces in your closet, which makes building a cohesive wardrobe so much easier. Here's how I do it. I start with a neutral foundation. Think charcoal trousers or dark denim. Then I add a layer in a soft earth tone, maybe an olive overshirt or a camel blazer. And I finish it off with accents in muted shades, like a slate gray scarf or a sand color pocket square. The result is an outfit that feels harmonious and effortless. Nothing clashes, nothing feels out of place, and nothing tries too hard. Here's the truth, gentlemen. When you're over 40, you're not dressing to chase trends. You're dressing to reflect who you are, and who you are as a man who doesn't need neon to get noticed. So if you've been leaning on those bright pops of color to stand out, It's time to try a new approach. Go for muted shades that complement each other. Build a wardrobe that feels like it was made just for you. Because that's the Bond way. And when you see how these colors make you look and feel, you'll never go back. And if you're ready to step into that Bond-level elegance, I've linked the pieces I trust down in the description. Yes, they're an investment, but that's what sets a gentleman apart.